Yoski, what we have today is another of the Artsy Fartsy kind of a project, but not exactly, and I will come to that. But yes, this is about stickers, and specifically making your own stickers at home, 100% handmade, each of them unique. And yes, I am aware that there's many a company across the world that will gladly take your PDF or whatever vector graphics file or even a PNG or a GIF and produce you stickers and ship them to you. But I'm really not interested in that for two reasons. The first reason is the petty one. Well, these are handmade. The actual design files have never left my computer. Nobody else have them and will never have them. And they are truly mine, made with my hands. And yeah, that's the petty reason. The other reason is that actually making those is a skill. And when you think about it, you can do more than just, artsy fartsy stickers. You can actually do panels and details, like if you build a machine and want to label the buttons and displays and whatever, the knobs. Well, this is one of the very good ways to do it, and you can actually go pretty wild with that, especially if you have tools to cut holes in the paper or the foil. So yeah, I mean, it could be a lot more practical, and my latest idea, which is probably already a couple months old, but it's still kind of growing, is to perhaps make custom stickers for my keyboard. And if you think about that, that's not really conducive to those commercial operations where you need to order, I don't know, at least 10, 100 of a single design. I mean, for a keyboard, you need more than 100 stickers, and you really don't need more than one of each. So, I mean, as a skill, and just fun. I mean, it's pure fun to make your own stickers. But yeah, again here I will just tell you like my thoughts and what I have learned, and tell you about my process. And again, this is not the best way to do it, it's just how I'm doing it and what works for me. So basically the first thing is, well, you need a design. I do my stuff in Inkscape, so vector graphics. Inkscape has matured. I think it's like a 20 or 30 year old software. It's open source, and like right now, since like last year 2024, it's actually pretty usable, I would say. And what vector graphics give you is that you make a design and you can make it as big or as small as you want. See, it's the same design, just the larger version and the smaller version. Now, of course, like with doing stickers at home, your limiting factor will be your printer. I have my 17-year-old HP black and white laser printer, which I bought lifetimes ago when I was still an undergraduate student and need to print metric tons of manuals and laboratory stuff and just tons of paper. It still works, and yeah, with new toner cartridge drum thing, it's actually of a decent quality. Now, so you have your designs. The second thing is like on what are you going to print, and you basically have you have options, but there are two major options in my opinion. And the difference is that these are like both of these are transparent foils. So basically you don't have, like, it's only white as long as the backing paper is on, but this will give you a transparency, so it's an aesthetic choice. You will see the color and the texture of whatever you're putting them on, which is one option. And the second option is basically stick on paper. So this is the stuff that you usually get already like cut in a grid for address labels, and here is what I have learned. You don't want that because of the alignment issues. I mean, even if the manufacturer gives you a nice Word template with a table that's supposed to align with each of the individual labels, you're never gonna get that perfectly right. There's always going to be things that go offset, and if you're doing address labels, that doesn't matter. I mean, as long as the label is readable, it doesn't matter if it's on the left or the right or like slightly on the bottom. But if you're doing graphic stuff and you want this to have a certain look, have like enough of margin or not enough of margin, this stuff is important. I think you will just waste material, waste your time and get frustrated. So just get like full sheets, like in my case A4, of just like a stick on white paper for the laser printer. And yeah, obviously, if you have an inkjet printer, buy stuff for the inkjet printer, and if you have a laser printer, be careful, buy stuff specifically for the laser printer, because you can actually break your printer if you put stuff that melts inside, and then at best just the whole cartridge, at worst the whole machine is basically e-waste at that point. So be mindful of that, and even if it's a bit more expensive, it's just better to not break your laser printer, especially that nowadays it's really difficult to get a decent laser printer for reasonable amount of money, so I'm keeping my 17-year-old one running for as long as possible. So yeah, you got your designs, you've chosen your material to print on, you do your prints, and then the next thing is cutting them. So I will try to insert here some pictures, because I was too lazy to actually bring my two guillotines. So I have never had a proper guillotine before. I've bought the first one, which was very expensive, and by very I mean you can get things that are supposed to cut paper for like $10 on Amazon. I've paid probably more like maybe like $100 for mine, and I wasn't really that happy, but it's still useful in terms of being able to cut large amounts of like heavier paper at once, so I'm not throwing it away. I've learned my lesson. I've bought another one which I call, well, it's not really a guillotine, it's a trimmer. So you trim paper, you have this like slider thing with a knife edge that you just move, and that one is very precise, but then again it won't cut as many papers as the guillotine. And as usual with tools, it's all about trade-offs, so I have both of them and I'm happy with both of them, and I'm using both of them, like using the big guillotine with the, you know, like a knife going this way, just to do the rough cuts, and then the trimmer to trim it to size. And if you're feeling fancy and want to have rounded edges, there are special like punches for that, which again you can do it by hand. And like truly, I mean, if you want to spend time, maybe you would enjoy that. You can just grab a pair of scissors and do everything by hand. I just find it much faster to use specialized tools, and you know, it's always an excuse to buy more tools. So yeah, different designs for different applications. And yeah, one more thing, and this is like another thing where you like advance in your sticker making, is that if you print on foil, the stuff will be fragile to touch. It's less fragile when you print on paper, but when it's on paper, obviously it's not waterproof. On the foil it's more waterproof, but then not touch-proof. So what can you do? You can buy another foil, which I buy as like a Finnish company. They sell it as a book repair foil. So if you have a nice cover and want to make it last longer, you put this foil on the paper, on the cover of the book, and it comes with glossy variant and the matte variant, and I have both of them. So some of those stickers, probably those, though it's really hard to tell just by touching, are actually 2 layers. So there's like the foil, the original print-on layer. Well, it's technically, sorry, it's 3 layers, because you have the glue, because they all have glue on one side, then you have the foil or the paper with your print on, and then you have the third layer with the finishing protective foil on that. So yeah, that's kind of fun. I will try to put pictures of this stuff, hopefully in the video, though it's already being longer than I anticipated. Sorry, lately I'm just really talkative. And yeah, stickers galore. Love me stickers. Send me stickers. And yeah, oh, I don't even remember, that's a very black design. But yeah, I'll be making more stickers. It's a fun thing to do. And yeah, it's actually child friendly, so maybe this is something if you have a young one to actually have some fun doing together. So yeah, and again, there are practical uses. You can make information stickers, panel labeling, and things like that. Nice mess. Alright, I hope you found this inspiring as usual. Please put your stuff, the stuff that you're making on the internet. The inspiration must flow. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!